everyone, and welcome to Woman, the Christmas edition. So today we're going to be talking about Christmas, and I don't know about you, but Christmas is like my favorite time of year. It is the time when family gets together, friends get together, the food, the memories of the food, the running around, the decorating, the cleaning, all of that fun stuff. And there are a lot of good memories associated with that time. And we're going to be talking about how Christmas has been for us in the past, the present, and what we expect it to be like in the future, considering current events. So today with me at the kitchen table, we have Shannon, we have the wonderful Charmaine, and we have Thea. So ladies, so today at the dining table, we're at the dining table today because Christmas is a big thing, right? So we're making it a big deal, so we had to enlarge our table to bring everybody in and talk about all the fancy stuff we do for this time of the year. So ladies, tell me. I'm going to start with you first, Shannon. Since you're the youngest of the group and a millennial, your past memories of Christmas, what have they been for you?
My past, it was definitely filled with the best Christmas memories. I had all my gifts, had my favorite food. I had the joy of waiting for Santa to come, even though we had no chimney, but that wasn't the point, you know. Right. As long as I saw that Santa brought me a gift, it's all I needed for me to feel so wonderful, you know. And because of my past, I am always in the Christmas spirit. Love the music, love how chilly Florida can get. And I definitely love the decorating. That's my favorite part. Yeah.
The decorating is awesome. We love, as you can tell.
Yes.
Right. We do Christmas.
Yes.
We do Christmas. Okay, so Charmaine, what about you? What are your memories of Christmas past?
Christmas past, back in Jamaica, I would look forward to seeing what we call the junk canoe.
Yeah. They still scare me.
Yes, I like the fact that we would listen to Christmas carols in the mornings, right back until night. Love the food, family. When we migrated to the United States, it was even much better for us, you know, because we had like a large group of, you know, family and friends that came over. Our Christmas tree was filled underneath with lots of gifts, you know, for just friends, family. You could just stop by and know that you're going to get a gift from Bunny's house. That's my mom's house.
That's my Auntie Bunny. That's Auntie Bunny.
We really did like that. The food, especially the sorrel, the ham. We did turkey here. We like the fruit cakes, you know, the wines and
the spirits,
all of
the eggnog.
The eggnogs and so on, you know. When you come to visit in the evening hours, you get a slice of cake with some sorrel. Yes. Mixed with pimento, you know, and before you leave, you do get a little goodie bag to take home, whether it's a gift or it's a plate of food. It's what we, you know, what I did remember of Christmas in the past, and just family getting together. And I love the colors and the decorations and the spirit. The spirit is such a wonderful, and you know, not to forget, it's the birth of Christ. Yes. And I always like to add that in. But those are the things that I remember pretty much of Christmas.
Yes. What about you, Thea?
Back in Jamaica, when I would see my mom go to the closet and take out the best bedspreads.
Yes.
And the curtains.
Yes. The new linen.
Yes, everything had to be new because Christmas would lead into the new year, and we would start the cleaning. And it was always the decorated sheets, the prettiest sheets that we never used any other time during the year except Christmas time. And then we're not allowed to go on the beds, of course. So and then the meat, she would buy, and everything, it was all fresh meat.
Yes.
And
fresh from the butcher.
Yes. And it was, for Christmas breakfast was always roast beef. Yes. We thought that we were royalty on Christmas morning.
Sound like it.
Yeah.
Roast beef.
Okay, she would buy it and she would season it up, and put it and start cooking, and you would smell that. And dinner,
Smells.
yes, dinner would be anywhere from chicken to pork, because we never had turkey back in Jamaica. But then my mom would bake the black cake, and of course it had the adult beverages, but we would still try to go in there and taste the batter.
the batter, of course.
And
that was part of the fun.
And the cake batter had the adult beverages in it.
Yes.
And we would wonder why we'd go and and then a couple seconds later you'd be like,
Feeling a little woozy.
A little woozy.
Just a little woozy.
But we would still go back.
Of course, because it's good.
Soaking the fruits and baking the cake and the sorrel. Then on Christmas morning, of course, we would get up, we'd have breakfast. And we didn't do a lot of gift exchange because number one, it wasn't a tradition for us, and it was not also, we didn't have it financially to go out and buy a lot of gifts. But the fact that our dad traveled, but Daddy was home for Christmas.
Always, right?
Every year.
Yeah.
And all of us had at least one gift.
Oh.
And Daddy would call himself wrapping the gift. Now men can't. Men cannot wrap.
They do their best.
Yes, but it was just so special because that gift came.
Daddy did it and brought it and wrapped it up. It was beautiful.
So fast forward a few years, migrated to the United States. We got into Christmas trees, and we would have just different colors. And some years it was gaudy, because the colors were not coordinated.
It was just whatever. You just threw it.
No, everybody had to have their input, because Mommy did not want to say, okay, this was going to do it. So all of us got together, and it took a few years for us to get the colors coordinated.
Yes.
But we still had the roast beef for breakfast, and Mommy still baked the sorrel, and we started working, and everybody started buying gifts.
And so that gift giving came a little bit later.
Yes, a little bit later.
But whether you had the gifts or not, it didn't take away from the spirit and the enjoyment of the time.
No,
like what I
definitely
remember from me growing up is the cooking. I remember the preparation. Like my mom and I, oh my gosh, Christmas time was an excursion. It started because you had to start prepping and the grocery shopping. So we would go. I remember she worked downtown on the waterfront, and I would always be at work with her soon. When I left school. So we'd go. Okay, we're going to Shim's. We're going to get the syrup. We're going to go get the stuff for the ham, the seasonings. Back when we used to eat pork, and go get the seasonings. And then we didn't do turkey at all. It was usually ham and curry goat and or chicken or something like that, and or ducks.
Yes.
Ducks. My father would get ducks and raise them. Now this was a rough thing for me, because for years I could not eat ducks. Couldn't eat duck meat, because he would get the ducks live, and they would be at home. I'd come home from school and feed the ducks, and they were my little friends. I got to know them and name them, and then somebody had to come a couple of days before Christmas and dispatch the ducks to heaven. And that was a very difficult thing for me. I don't know about you, but if I see my food being prepared from when it's alive I don't really want it anymore. It's kind of traumatic. I don't know about you, but a little traumatic. So I had a hard time eating the duck. I would eat the other stuff, because ducks were my friends. As a child, exactly, as they were my little friends. And I remember feeding them, and then I had to see that. That was very painful. So there was duck, and then there's chicken and ham. And I remember the cake preparation, because now your fruits have been soaking from the year before.
Yes, my favorite.
So you got your fruits from the year before, and you get them in this jar. My mother always had glass jars, and you put your currants and your prunes and the cherries. She used to use a little bit of mixed peel. I don't do that in my cake now. I've kind of taken that out of it, but a little bit of mixed peel and all these, and rum, lots of rum, a whole bottle of Jamaican white rum. I mean, the real white rum.
Yes.
And red wine. It was red label wine that would be used. Yes, red label wine. And you fill that up, fill the jar up, fill with the fruit, and then fill the rest with the wine and the rum. And that would be soaking from the year before. So when you made cake the year before, you start soaking for the next year.
Yes.
So every time you had cake, you had fruit soaking, it was never from, you didn't just start those. Those were soaking from the year before. And I remember cake day, when you're going to bake, this is a date that you set. Is a big deal because black cake preparation is a process, for it to come out right. And you'd be up all night, because we start late in the evening, and because it's after work and everybody's chill, the house is quiet, and you could smell in the neighborhood.
Oh yes.
Everybody baking, whether they're making ham or they're doing cake or sorrel, you could smell all of the food being prepared. And I remember going, making everybody getting everything together to make the cake, and then you're mixing it up. And of course, you're going to taste the batter. Everybody, you have to taste the batter. As a matter of fact, after you finish mixing it, and all of the cakes have been poured and they're waiting to be baked, because it's a process. It's like a conveyor belt, because you have a whole lot of cakes and they all have to be baked. And you bake one batch, and then you take those out and you pour rum and wine while you're mixing. You're pouring rum and wine, and then it's going into bake, and you take it out. When it comes out, you pour rum and wine again.
Okay, yes, you have
constant, right? Yes, there's much alcohol, and then the batter is left.
Yes.
That's the favorite part.
Yes.
Because then we're eating out the batter.
The pan.
Right. You almost don't have to wash the pan. No. And I remember scraping. I remember even giving some to my cat, Bandit. I gave some to the cat. I know that probably wasn't the
You
best
got the cat drunk, Janice?
I got the cat drunk. Do you know
my
that after I gave him some of this batter, he went to the Christmas tree and sat down and looked at it like this for about 20 minutes. He did not move. It was the funniest thing ever. Right? He probably was like, wow, tree. Yeah. And then he kind of just flopped down on the floor right next to it and just fell asleep. It was the funniest thing. I wish back then we had cell phones that I could take a video, because it was very, very funny. But that was the cake preparation process, and the baking and all of that. And then Christmas morning, I don't know about you, but Christmas morning early, we went to Christmas morning service.
Oh yes.
So it's like a 5 or 6 o'clock a.m. service. So the Catholics would go to their midnight mass. We went to Christmas morning early service. So it went early in the morning, and then when you came back from Christmas morning service, because all you had time to do was drink a cup of tea or coffee or something, and then Christmas morning you come back home and there's the ham. You slice into the ham and you have that with some toast and butter or eggs or whatever, and your tea, and then we get ready for Christmas dinner. And Christmas dinner, of course, is a traditional everything else: the ham, the duck, the curry goat, the chicken or turkey, whichever it was. This was back in Jamaica. This is how it kind of ran. And then when we stopped eating pork, it got to just be the chicken or the duck or some such thing. But that was a fun and exciting part of Christmas. And the gift exchange happened usually after dinner time. Right. Oh, yeah. So you get your gifts and everybody opens and you're happy, and you're watching Christmas movies for the rest of the day. So that was like the fun thing to do. So those are my fun memories. I remember us always decorating a tree. Yes. We always had a real tree. And then when we came to the States, it was the same thing. We always got a real tree, and we started going for the tree after Thanksgiving. So it was like right after Thanksgiving, because of course we didn't celebrate Thanksgiving growing up, right? So it was a new thing coming here. But my past memories definitely are of all of those fun times growing up. And I didn't go to see the John Canoe because they were scary. Yeah. They were always kind of scary. I just found them to be very scary. So I just had that was one thing I just really couldn't quite get into, no matter what time of year, because the John Canoe came out at Independence as well, and I used to hide from them all the time because they were kind of scary. Fast forward to today. Today is different, right? We are now in the throes of a pandemic, and it has changed the world. It really has changed everybody's life completely. Not only our experience of our lives in general, but even our celebration of holidays. Yes. So just this past Thanksgiving, they've got the word out from the CDC. Please don't travel. People traveled anyway. Please just stay in small groups. People got together in big groups anyway. Because this is the one time that I think you just want to exhale a little bit. This is 9 months into this thing. Yeah. And I think we've all gotten this fatigue. You have a little bit of pandemic fatigue now. Oh, yeah. We're over it, right? Quite frankly. And yes, you want to be as socially responsible as you can be, and you want to make sure you're socially distancing, and you're doing all of the things to be as responsible as possible to reduce transmission, flatten the curve, so to speak. But we've been trying to flatten this curve. It's not flattening, and I think everybody just wants to kind of get out. What has been your experience, Shami?
Well, what I decided to do, I wanted an extended Christmas, Janice, and I started just before Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
I put up my Christmas tree, my lights, I purchased my gifts, I had everything all decorated. Fruits got soaked to make the Christmas cake. And I did as much as I could get in before the holidays.
Before the
holidays came.
Yeah.
The pink tree is what I did.
That sounds really good.
I just
Right, very
felt
different.
that I needed a peace tree.
Yes, I like that.
Something soft. I didn't want the bright, Christmas tree and the lights. It was just more or less soft and subtle is what you were saying.
Soothing Christmas.
For the house. I felt that there was a sense of peace with, all through the rough year that we've had, and the Christmas tree. I just love it.
Yeah, that's our
guys
thing.
gonna have to see it, and I'll definitely send pictures.
For
so
sure,
you guys could see it.
For sure, we have to see that.
And I'm just looking forward to having a wonderful Christmas with my family.
Yeah.
In the year, right?
New Year.
Yeah,
I like the
and say-
extended Christmas kind of thing because this tree is never going down. Never.
Okay.
It's gonna stay because if 2020 has taught us anything, it has been the fragility of life.
Yes.
The uncertainty of life, the unpredictability of life, and just how precious life truly is, and how from one moment to the next, you never know what's happening.
know.
So until further notice, celebrate every moment.
Yes.
Not just the day, not just the week, the year. Celebrate every single moment. So I'm celebrating every moment. Every moment that I have breath is a precious gift, and I'm partying till the wheels fall off.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So the tree is you know I can party. So that's my middle name. Joy is actually my middle name. So I'm all about joy and celebrating. So I really love this time of year for that reason. So we're going to really celebrate all of 2020 with all of its strange. It's strangeness.
And it's behind us.
Exactly.
Behind us goes
Putting it behind us.
2020, yeah.
And because as women, we are always the ones tasked with making Christmas for the family.
Yes.
How are we, coping with this new Christmas, this new way of living for all of us now? What are we doing? Well, Thea, you start out.
Well, for me, it's a lot of my gift purchase this year is online.
Yeah, everybody's moving online.
I'm doing online, and for the people that I have their address, I'm having it delivered directly to them.
Yeah.
And as far as at home, I'm going to attempt this year to do the holiday cooking myself.
Oh wow!
Yes,
New
Listen,
traditions, breaking new ground.
I have been spoiled. My family in the past would do everything, and I would show up and I'd bring either
A salad.
drinks. No,
Not even that.
no,
Not even.
because I'm the adult beverage connoisseur in the family, so I would have to bring an adult beverage,
Right.
or a dessert or something on the side. This year, I'm like, okay, so yeah.
You have to make everything.
I have to be the adult this year.
You have to do all of the
But you know what, though?
preparation.
I'm really looking forward to it because, like you say, it's something different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the children, they're grown. Thank God has decided that they're going to take care of the decorations. So
Okay,
that's
so that's
one
something
less thing,
off your table.
One less thing I have to worry about. And I found out that delegating.
Yeah, that's something that we have a hard time doing. Why is that, ladies?
Yeah.
Us strong women, right? We talked about that on
Yes.
another show. We just take on so much, and we have to really learn to delegate and
Yes.
leave it. Delegate
it.
and forget about it. However it turns out, and be at peace with that,
Yes.
and not try to, okay, didn't do it right, let me fix it.
That's the biggest.
Because then you get tired. That's what makes you exhausted, right?
Exhausted
Because
at
you're
the end of the
doing
day.
so much for so many people that, wait a minute, I can delegate this. I don't have to do this. Just let it go.
Yes.
Start learning to really letting things go,
I think
because
that's
it's difficult.
This year taught us to let go.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes. Learning to let go and just rolling with the punches. And as the strange things come, we just function, pivot, and move to the next thing. Because if you don't, what is the alternative? losing your mind,
Yes.
right?
Stress.
Like stress. And what we know about stress suppressing the immune system, we don't need suppressed immune systems with COVID roaming around. So we need to keep ourselves as healthy as possible. I do know that, that white rum that we put in all of the cakes and the drinks and such, it's great at killing bugs, great at killing stuff. So, if you need to pour a little bit in your coffee, go, hey, by all means, cheers, here. Yeah. Do what you gotta do, within reason. Don't go driving after that. But whatever you do to take the edge off to help you get through the tasks that we're responsible for is helpful, right? So we're going to delegate. We're going to use, the spirits to assist us in our tasks for the holiday.
And what I found out too, I started giving my gifts already. I didn't just wait for Christmas
Day.
So I
Yes.
started way in advance and said,
Yes.
this is your Christmas gift. Thanks for being you,
Yes,
helping
doing
and
things
supportive
early.
and so on. So that's what I did. I
Appreciate
didn't wait
people.
for Christmas.
Right.
Yes.
I gave them the gift before Christmas.
Yes, so that's a part of extending the holiday, right?
Yes.
And the people get to enjoy the gifts before Christmas. Because who's to say what is going to happen on Christmas Day? We don't know.
That's true.
Exactly.
Right, so
That's
why
very
wait?
true.
If you want to give a gift, don't wait for
Yes.
Christmas.
Right.
Don't wait for a birthday.
That's
Say, you know what, I love
exactly
you,
what
I
I
admire,
did.
I appreciate you,
Yes.
and I'm going to give you your
Right
gift now while
here
you have it. Because
and
you're
now.
here.
I like
All we
that.
have is the present.
Yes.
So we can't afford to wait anymore. Again, lessons taught from 2020.
And not only that, when I gave the person the gift, they just broke open the gift right in front of me. I thought
Yes, you thought they're gonna wait. No, we're not waiting anymore.
No, honey,
Nobody
she
has
said, no, I'm not
time.
gonna wait and rip the card out. I'm like,
No.
ooh,
We don't
I
have
never
any
saw that
time.
before.
We don't
She
have time.
opened up the gift right away. And this lady, she's 85 years old. She said,
Okay.
no, I'm not
For
gonna
what?
wait.
Exactly.
No.
I agree.
And that's, I thought that was
agree.
so funny.
What about for little children? Because we have our memories from when we were coming up as little ones, and how those have imprinted in our minds and our psyche. So it's a big part of our lives now as adults. For the little ones who have not really had that much in terms of Christmas celebrations, now that we're post-COVID, we got BC before COVID and AC after COVID. We're now in AC in this dispensation. So what are we doing to help the little ones enjoy and have good memories of Christmas like we did? Well, you don't have little ones yet, so
No, I don't. Well,
you have a little brother.
a little
Okay.
sibling.
A sibling, all right.
I think mostly if you just keep the spirit alive, that's very contagious.
True.
Yeah.
That's
half
true.
of the time, like when we're younger, we don't even know what's going on. Our parents
correct.
could be in there arguing, but because it sounds like they're laughing, we're gonna laugh with them. We don't know what
Exactly.
they're talking about.
Exactly.
And I think it's what you make it.
True.
You don't have access to everything that's true, but as long as you make good of the little things you do have, it makes your children or your siblings become a little bit more appreciative. And then when they go later on in life and say they do have a Christmas where they can't get a tree, they can probably paint one, decorate it.
There you
It
go.
still makes their Christmas
Exactly.
just as great.
Find ways to make it work
And just
anyway.
focusing on the family and encouraging them. And, this is not
Yes.
just only the time of Christmas is what I find. I find that I've been talking to my kids and, my loved ones,
Interacting
more with them,
And that's
Instead
really
of
what
just
it's all about.
waiting
Yes.
for Christmas time and so on. I'm going to do it pretty much throughout
All
the
the
because
year.
you just never know
You never
when
know.
you're going to see that Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
You never know what's going to happen the next moment.
Exactly.
No, from one moment to the next. And my Christmases were always filled with my grandfather, who was 103, God rest his soul, when he passed. And it wasn't Christmas without him. When he passed, Christmas was a bit of a blur when he passed. And then my mom passed. And these are the pivotal people for me for Christmas. And so Christmas is a little different for me anyway. And then here comes COVID, and great. Well, let's just keep the hits coming, But you find ways, and I made a conscious decision this year because I said, I'm not going to be depressed. I'm not, because this is a big time of depression for a lot of people.
yes.
We forget that, yes, we have happy memories, but people have lost loved ones. Even this year, people have lost people to COVID.
Yes.
And, it can be a very depressing time for a lot of folks. And we have to remember that, listen, do your best to not fall into that, and do your best to reach out to those people who have lost loved ones, who may not be so happy and not be making so merry, and lift lifting their spirits, because
Exactly.
if you help to lift them, they'll feel better, you feel better about helping them, and it makes it a better time for everybody.
It's contagious because
Yes.
then they're going to want to make, hopefully they'll want to make somebody else
feel better.
And it just
Lighting the
keeps going.
candle and
Yes,
changing
keep
your world.
passing
Just
it.
keep lighting.
Yes.
Keep your fire, light somebody else's candle. They feel that fire and they light another candle. And before you know it, the whole world is ablaze with love and light.
Yes.
And that is what we really want, is to try to keep that spirit, that Christmas spirit, all throughout the year. Because it's a tough time.
It is.
Yes.
It really is. So we can't forget that. And we can't forget as women that since we're the leaders, we do have to say it.
Yes,
we
are.
let's just admit it. We are the leaders in the household, and we take care of everyone, and there's a lot on our shoulders, but not only delegating the responsibilities, but delegating the love and delegating the light and sharing that for everybody, making it better for everybody. So last words real quickly. What are we doing going forward for Christmas? Shannon, we start with you.
I am going to live my best life.
Yes! Yes! I love it. Yes!
That is the best I could
Absolutely.
put it.
Living your best life. I love it. What about you, Thea?
I am going to learn to give more.
Yes.
Yes, because as you give, you're blessed. It's a blessing to be able to give. And the more you give, the more it comes back to you. Exactly. It may not be in the same way, but it does come back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Charmaine, what about you?
Like she said, I'm going to live my best life.
Yes.
And I'm going to give more love. And be a little bit more caring.
Yes.
And, contacting, family members, checking in on them.
Keeping in touch.
Keeping in touch.
Yes.
More, than I did, for previous.
Wonderful. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us for this edition of Kitchen Table Talk at the dining room table for Christmas. And I do wish us all a healthy, wealthy, strong 2021. No matter what happens, COVID is still out there. So ladies and gentlemen, please be careful. Still practice your social distancing. See your people, but be careful and be wise. So we'll catch you again next time back at the kitchen table for Kitchen Table Talk, woman to woman. But in the meantime, we're going to sing a song and get you into the Christmas spirit.
Yes.
I know the perfect one to actually sing.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll just do the intro. Hang all the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better. This Christmas, and as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together. This Christmas, fireside is blazing bright. We're caroling through the night, and this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Merry Christmas!
This is Shannon from Woman to Woman Kitchen Table Talk. I'm here to wish you a happy Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday.